When choosing a pan for roasting meats, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, the pan should be sturdy and heavy-bottomed. This is especially important if you plan to deglaze the pan to make a sauce or gravy. The roasting pan must be heavy enough to withstand the high heat of the stovetop. Stainless steel or cast iron work extremely well for this. Flimsy pans, such as this one, will only bubble and warp when heated on the stovetop. Second, use a suitable size pan for the meat you are cooking. If the pan is too large, the juices will spread out too much and quickly evaporate and burn, which would ruin any chance for making a sauce. On the other hand, if the pan is too small, it will cause the meat to cook and stew in its own juices rather than actually roast. Third, the roasting pan should not be too deep. Anything over about 3 inches will prevent the meat from cooking properly, as the hot air will not circulate evenly. Finally, there are certain advantages to using a roasting rack. A rack raises the meat above the rendering fat and juices and allows the heat to completely circulate the meat. This will help the meat to cook more quickly and evenly. If the heat is not allowed to circulate, the bottom of the meat will sit in a pool of hot fat and cook much quicker than the rest of the meat. This means that the bottom will have a different texture and taste. However, some people don't mind this. Whether or not you choose to use a roasting rack is up to you. It is just important to understand the different results you will attain. Note: if you do not have a rack, you can place the meat onto a single layer of mirepoix, such as carrots, onions, and whole unpeeled garlic cloves. Just make sure the mirepoix is not too small, otherwise it can burn. If you are using a rack, simply place it over the mirepoix. The mirepoix is not meant to flavor the meat. As it caramelizes, it lends complex flavors to the fat and drippings, which is especially desirable if making a sauce. Finally, if the rack is not non-stick, lightly spray it with a coating of oil before placing the meat on top.